You may have heard that INFJs are empathetic, inviting, and kind if you've read a lot about them. You'll find references to the pleasant INFJ in most type descriptions. This INFJ is sympathetic, prioritizes the needs of others before their own, and attentively hears their friends' problems. INFJs have a great sense of what is likely to happen in the future. They are good at predicting how things will turn out and how others will be impacted. They could develop empathy for others and have a natural understanding of what they are going through. While they are mostly used for good, if you betray an INFJ or cause them to feel upset, they may become specialists in psychological warfare. They have a talent for understanding just the right things to say to irritate someone or the right circumstances to provoke them. To get people to recognize their faults and take responsibility, they have the power to emotionally unsettle them. This ability may be useful in some circumstances, but it may also be detrimental in others. And that's only the start. Here are 8 reasons why dealing with an INFJ is never a good idea. If you appreciate this video, please hit the like button and share your ideas in the section below. They expelled harmful individuals. The INFJ personality type is completely preoccupied with future planning and thinking. They benefit from their forward-looking view, especially when choosing what to invest in and what not to. If a connection with a best friend or love partner doesn't make sense to them or they feel they are being exploited, they will try to sabotage it. Yes, the majority of INFJ types find it difficult to cut off unhealthy relationships. They may have trouble progressing, but all they need is time, particularly when they learn that they have been given unequal treatment throughout. They often begin by mentally and emotionally distancing themselves. They can eliminate the person from their lives for their own benefit after they have come to a firm decision. They're capable of fighting. Since it would stress them out, they might not fight for themselves, but they can fight for someone they care about. When they see their closest friends or loved ones being harassed or harmed, they will do whatever it takes to see that justice is done. Their blatant determination to capture the wrongdoer is one of their best features. They therefore make great friends, especially for individuals unable to defend themselves. When one of their pals makes a mistake, they stand up for them as if it were their fault. They find it intolerable to see emotional harassment since they have probably been through it themselves. They occasionally use foul language. INFJ personalities are known for their gentleness and compassion. Yes, when they needed a sympathetic ear or a helping hand, they have demonstrated it to their family and friends. Of course, everyone has limits, and the INFJ is no different from the rest of us in this regard. They are special because they have the capacity to become their complete opposites when provoked. They have the ability to make frank comments, so if someone exceeds the line, they may reprimand them right away for acting irresponsibly. The INFJ is aware of what behavior is appropriate and what is not. If someone offends them by shouting out rude, insulting remarks, they may be brutally honest about what they think about the issue. INFJ types, unlike other people, do not respond to rudeness with contempt instead of spewing forth ludicrous comments. In return, they make certain that their arguments are rational and factual. Because it is not in their nature to be rude, INFJ types are able to speak responsibly. INFJs might accidentally embarrass individuals since they loathe criticizing others in front of others. They cut someone off before getting angry when they are offended in front of a huge crowd. The only course of action they can think of is to halt the conflict, and they have total control over their thoughts, feelings, and actions. Why? Because they are conscious of their capacity for rage. They could blow up, so be careful. They have the ability to publicly insult someone, but they prefer not to because they think it is useless. They think planning retaliation is a waste of time. This humiliates their opponent since they are usually left hanging. The INFJ will disregard their pointless arguments, especially if they are aware that doing so will waste their time. Not everyone can maintain this level of emotional control. Although INFJs don't frequently lash out, they can. They are not thought of as one of the more hostile and furious personality types. Underneath their outward persona lies a deep, suppressed feeling that is hidden from view. These overtaxed feelings might suddenly explode. INFJ personalities have a reputation for leaving their opponents hanging during arguments, which makes them appear awful. They are also renowned for removing parties from a dispute before it escalates. On the other hand, some INFJs have the ability to overcome their internal constraint and express their wrath without hesitation. People may mistakenly discount this INFJ trait, although INFJ personalities are capable of becoming violent when pushed to the limit. They could be frightening. The INFJ is occasionally misinterpreted because they come out as shy and reserved in social settings. Even if this is somewhat true, very few people are able to identify their own personality. It's rare for INFJs to find a conversation partner in social circumstances since people tend to think of them as loners. And nobody wants to spend a party talking to a loner. INFJs might come out as intimidating, which may cause awkward situations. They will notice how smart and knowledgeable an INFJ is when they approach them and start speaking. They hold a variety of opinions about politics, religion, society, and science. They are challenging to define in a debate due to this attitude. However, in discussions, their adversaries could underestimate them, but if they start to advocate for their position, the adversary's assumptions might be brought into doubt. They can disregard individuals. INFJs are always free to choose their actions. Either they act out right away or they decide to repress further unpleasant feelings. In contrast to most people, they can go days without speaking to someone, even if they are fairly close to them. It might be a close friend, a lover, or a member of your family. It doesn't matter since INFJs must regain their inner calm when they are abused. Many individuals think that INFJs are essentially untouched by any kind of treatment. They don't complain often, which is why they seldom ever communicate their ideas and feelings. As a result, the INFJ isolates themselves when someone causes them great harm. No matter how dear to their hearts that person is, they wouldn't want to engage or speak with them. They could suddenly decide to cease talking to them. They could simply close themselves off emotionally and refuse to let them in if this isn't feasible since they see them every day at work, home, or school. When required, they may still talk to them, but they will come out as distant and apathetic. INFJs are turned off by commotion, abrupt changes, disruptions in their work, and other annoying behaviors. They are aware of how to quit loving. If an INFJ has seen their spouse often interfering with their activities, that's not good for the relationship. INFJs will quit investing in a relationship if it becomes uninteresting and is no longer worth the time or effort. One of the worst things that may happen to an INFJ's love for their relationship is cheating, lying, or manipulating. Whether it's their boyfriend or their closest friend doesn't matter. They will consider their options if treachery is discovered since they are aware of what they truly deserve. They carefully consider the circumstances and allow others to see their value by not tolerating those who have bad intentions for them. INFJs take much thinking before closing doors. They are judgers, therefore they aren't exactly spontaneous. Others could forget how sensitive they are while having a calm, everything is fine demeanor. Even the most charitable individuals have limitations, and INFJs are no different. Not all INFJs that are messed with are frightening or damaging in any manner. However, being conscious of these choices may enable kids to better comprehend who they are. Whether for good or bad, everyone has had times when they felt threatened. Knowing oneself is always an excellent strategy to keep track of what's happening in your thoughts and why.